A single high-pressure bottle is located in the forward cargo compartment. This bottle supplies the pilot's and observers' oxygen masks. Oxygen system pressure is displayed on the lower ICAS display when the status page is selected. This is the only indication for system pressure. The minimum dispatch pressure for crew oxygen is 1000 psi. Each mask is equipped with an inflatable harness, a regulator, and a microphone. Controls for donning and operation are visible when the mask is in its stowage box. To don the mask, first squeeze the two red release levers and remove the mask from the box. As the left door opens, oxygen flows to the mask and initiates harness inflation. Continue squeezing the red release levers to fully inflate the harness. And don the mask. Then release the levers to deflate the harness for a snug fit around the head. After mask removal, the stowage box doors will remain open, but may be closed. If closed, an oxygen on flag appears, indicating oxygen pressure to the mask. This flag should be kept in view for the remainder of the flight. Oxygen flow to the mask is controlled by a regulator located at the bottom of the mask. A selector controls the mixture of ambient air and oxygen. 100% oxygen flows to the mask when the selector is pushed in. Oxygen mixed with ambient air can be selected by pulling the selector out to the normal position. An emergency test selector is rotated to supply 100% oxygen under positive pressure. An oxygen flow indicator, located in the upper right corner of the mask stowage box, shows a yellow cross when oxygen is flowing. Smoke goggles, if used, may be cleared using a vent selector and goggle vent built into the cone of the mask. To clear the goggles, first slide the vent control down to expose the red indicator band. Then push the emergency test selector. This will cause oxygen under pressure to purge the smoke from the goggles. With the stowage box doors closed, oxygen flow to the mask can be shut off by pushing the Reset Test slide lever down. If oxygen is needed before the mask can be repacked, flow can be restored by opening the left stowage door again. To test the oxygen system, first confirm the normal 100% selector is set to 100%. Next, push and hold the Reset Test slide lever. The oxygen flow indicator should blink once, indicating oxygen flow to the regulator. While holding the Reset Test lever down, press the Emergency Test selector to confirm oxygen flow. The oxygen mask microphone can also be checked during the oxygen test. To check the mic, first select Oxygen on the oxygen boom switch. Next, push in the mic select interphone switch. Then place the flight cabin switch in the flight position and adjust the volume controls. Finally, as the oxygen test is performed, push and hold the push-to-talk switch. Oxygen flow should be heard on the cockpit speaker. Now click on the right arrow for a few questions. Now let's look at the passenger oxygen system. Passenger oxygen system is supplied by individual chemical oxygen generators located at each passenger service unit, or PSU. Each PSU contains 4 masks. Each flight attendant station and lavatory service unit has 2 masks. The passenger oxygen switch, located on the overhead panel, controls the passenger oxygen system. Automatic mask deployment is armed when the switch is in the normal guarded position. Should the cabin altitude reach 14,000 feet, the PSU doors will automatically open, dropping the masks into view. The passenger oxygen on light will illuminate, accompanied by the associated ICAS advisory message. The passenger oxygen on indicator light must be reset by maintenance. The oxygen masks may also be deployed at any altitude by pressing the passenger oxygen on switch to on. The passenger oxygen on light illuminates to indicate the signal has been sent to open the passenger oxygen doors. The oxygen generator is activated when one of the masks is pulled down. This causes oxygen to flow to all the masks in that unit, which is indicated by green bands on the flow indicators. Once the generator is activated, oxygen will flow approximately 12 minutes and cannot be shut off. There is no additional supply of oxygen available to that passenger service unit. Now let's look at the 767 differences. The oxygen bottle on all 767s is located in the E&E compartment. The 200 has an oxygen mask for each of the 2 observer stations. The 300 has an observer's mask located on the right side of the cockpit. The ER has 2 observer stations and an oxygen mask for each. All 767s have 3 oxygen masks on the outboard PSUs and 4 masks on the center PSU.